Hello and welcome. I'm Carol Cavelli, a licensed therapist supporting the health and wellness, the mental health and wellness of women over 40. And today I want to talk to you about your autopilot. So I call it your autopilot. It's the part of you that responds to situations automatically, where you don't even realize what is influencing how you're thinking and how you're responding. So it's also known as the unconscious versus the subconscious versus the conscious. So the unconscious is what is in you that you're not aware of, that is affecting how you see the world. So the lens that you see the world through. And it's what you're not aware of. That's the unconscious. The subconscious is you have some awareness, but not full awareness. And the conscious is having full awareness, you know exactly why this is happening or why you're thinking this way or what's influencing this train of thought you might be having. So when I work with people, I refer to the unconscious. I may say unconscious, but I also mainly refer to it as people's autopilot, how they function in the world where they're not realizing how situations, how their day-to-day is affecting them, how their interactions with people are affecting them. And it's based on what your experiences are, mostly childhood. Everything comes back to childhood, and your experiences with the adults in your life. Now that could be your parents if you were raised by your parents. It could be grandparents, whoever raised you. If your parents didn't raise you, it could also be your feelings about your parents if they weren't in your life. But all those experiences have shaped you, and they've shaped you in ways that you're aware of, and they've shaped you in ways that you're not aware of. And when I work with people in therapy, what I help people to do if they feel like they're stuck or they feel like there are experiences that they still feel stuck in. So it really depends. So some people might come in and say, you know, some women might come in and say they have issues with a relationship. They're not sure why. They're not sure what's happening. It could be I'm dating the same person over and over. You know, I'm divorced and I feel like I'm attracting people that are like my ex-husband. My boss is really grinding at me and it's affecting me. It's making me miserable. Why is it affecting me so much? So it's your autopilot that contributes to your response, to how you interpret these types of situations and what your response is in these types of situations. So you could have that cantankerous boss and your experiences have you interpret his behavior in one way, and yet someone else who has different experiences may interpret his behavior in a different way, and that can influence how then you respond or how you feel about yourself. So if you have this boss who's cantankerous and you've had experiences where you've had people in authority judge you, or you felt like you weren't good enough growing up, you may find yourself in a pattern of trying to please him, trying to do extra work, but not getting the recognition because he's cantankerous and he has his own stuff that he's coming from. And you're finding yourself just doing, just like being miserable at work because you can't please this person. Well, that kind of pattern that you may not be aware of is influenced, or could be influenced by how you had a relationship with, let's say, a parent or a teacher, or someone in authority growing up, making you feel like you're not good enough. So then you have these self-judgments imprinted on you. So as a child, you have these experiences that teach you, you know, no matter what I do, it's not enough. No matter what I do, no matter what grades I get, it's not enough. And then you take in that judgment that I'm not good enough. This is the message, so I'm carrying this message. And then you take that message with you in different situations. It's not just with your boss. We're just using that as an example. But you take it in different situations and it plays out, and then it reinforces, well, I'm not good enough because, you know, my boss isn't recognizing my achievement. I'm not getting a raise. I'm not getting promoted. How come this other person's getting promoted? They weren't there as long as I am. How come they're making more than me? They don't have the experience or the skill set that I do. And it can perpetuate, again, those messages. Oh, well, I must not be good enough. And that's your autopilot, right? When you're not aware that's happening, when you're not aware that that pattern, that kind of relationship or that back and forth with your boss is not it's not about you per se. It's about what was imprinted on you. It's about this layer that was kind of laid on you as a child, kind of covering up your core. And when you don't have awareness of that, that's your autopilot. When you're stuck in these patterns, you're going with the boss back and forth, and it's like weeks, months, years, and you're still like feeling like, oh, I just can't please this guy. And those patterns are your autopilot until you become aware. So how do you become aware? Sometimes it can happen on your own, but what I find is mostly it's being in therapy. When people come in, so this person will come in, this woman will come in and say, I can't stand my boss, I'm having these issues when I try to date people, I'm dating the same person over and over and over again. And when we dig a little deeper, we find like, oh, what are these beliefs that you have about yourself? What was it like with growing up with your parents? What was your household like? What was happening there? And then that helps to bring awareness. And when we bring awareness, we can work to process through, we can work to shift, adjust, reframe, heal what those patterns are, what those messages are. So it's not your core as a person. If you're feeling I'm not good enough, there's something wrong with me, I'm defective, that's not your core, right? That's something that was layered onto your core, and it becomes your autopilot. It becomes how you move through life, how you see life, like the lenses you see life through, but it's not who you are as a person. And that's what therapy helps with, and that's how I work with people to help them remove that layer, shift that layer, get that layer out of the way, bring awareness, right? Bring awareness, shift that layer out of the way, so then now they're accessing who they are as a person, as opposed to this negative self-judgment that they're carrying. And then what happens there? The perspective shifts. So the perspective shifts. So in that example with the boss who, the cantankerous boss that's tripping off, I'm not good enough, I'm defective, there's something wrong with me, I can't get my work done, I'm not doing it right, I'll never get promoted. What happens then is when that layer is healed, or that I'm not good enough, that's kind of moved out of the way and placed in its proper spot, not affecting, not showing up, the perspective changes. So it doesn't change your boss, right? He's still cantankerous and he's still going to behave the way he's behaving, but it's going to land differently on you. It's going to feel different. It's not going to be as like, oh, okay, I did something wrong. Oh, okay, I'm never going to make this. It's going to shift your perspective. And then whatever actions you take from that come from a place of who you are as a person, being not on your autopilot, being aware, knowing that, okay, this goes back to to mom or dad, or or this experience where I felt I wasn't good enough, or these experiences through my childhood that made me feel like I wasn't good enough. So then you have awareness, and then you're not on autopilot anymore. So I hope this helps to explain and kind of differentiate your autopilot versus awareness. It does make a huge difference, and it really helps when you're able to come out of your autopilot and really see like who you are as a person, and really believe who you are as a person, and to have those negative beliefs again shifted out of the way, so you really see yourself for who you are. And if you found value or found this video informative, please please subscribe. I'd love to have you come along for more videos. And if you have any suggestions for videos, or if you have any comments or anything you'd like me to focus on for future videos, or want to let me know about something that may have resonated in this video, or something you'd like me to clarify in this video, just please comment below. And with that, I will see you in the next one.